Stop. Be quiet. I'm not done. I'm starting the recording. I don't need you to make comments every 4 seconds. I can write an equation for a line in slope-intercept and point-slope form. No. What?
Are you gonna be mad if people don't finish turning in?
Yes.
There's one person left.
Well, there's also.
He's not waving at you.
I think.
He's waving at me. Okay, now we're going to have to shut the door because we can't handle this. Alright, so the first that we're going to start with is we're going to write slope-intercept. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
So I want you to write right here, slope, intercept.
All caps?
How am I writing it, pumpkin sauce?
Oh. Ours is comfy because it's easy.
Alright, first, what is slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus v. Who can tell me what the m stands for? Slope. Who can tell me what the b stands for? The y-intercept. So you use slope-intercept form when you are given the slope and a y-intercept. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
No.
I can't just do. Oh, never mind.
Remember when you're writing the equation for the line, you're always going to have a y and an x in there. Always, unless it is a horizontal or vertical line. You will always have a y and an x in there. Are we ready?
Why is Y over there instead? Like, why can't they just switch?
The x and the y,
The Y and the B.
they're two different things. X and y are coordinates. B is the y-intercept. It's a specific coordinate.
Oh, okay.
That's a good question.
Equals what?
Pardon?
Like,
What if it's like x plus b equals what?
It's the same thing. It's called the symmetric formula. But you always write it with y first. The symmetric property. Alright, so we're going to start with an example, and we're going to call it example A. We're going to say, write the equation for a line with a slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept of 6. Well, we didn't do it on Friday, so we did.
I don't remember any. I don't know.
Okay, guys, well,
We're gonna say that we did that.
no, Pumpkin, I just want us to do this problem. All right, now, did it give us the slope? Did it give us the y-intercept?
Yes.
So we're going to use slope-intercept form. Always start with your y and say y equals. What is our m of this?
1/2.
All right, so we would write 1/2 x. And then would we write plus 6 or minus 6?
Plus 6.
Plus 6 because it's a positive 6. And boom, you're done.
That's what I got.
What words was that?
It's not that far.
Oh, no, that's a cloud. Remember baby Jesus?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do example B. Write
Maybe Jesus mine.
the equation for
And we'll figure she can do it.
a line with a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of -9. Ah! Sorry. Oh no. Ah. I would like you to write this one without me.
I did.
Look at you go. I'm so proud. Did we get y equals -3x minus 9?
Yes.
Everyone except for Heather?
Yes.
Fantastic. Why did we write -3 in front of x? Because it's the slope, and the slope is -3. Why did we write -9 and not +9?
The y-intercept is negative.
Look at you guys go. Are we ready to write in point slope form, or do we need another practice problem?
Point slope is on it.
Okay, please open the door. It's not a killer. Hello, friend. Alright, so underneath this, I want you to write point slope form.
Okay.
Thanks, darling.
Not very.
Yo,
So,
does it have anything to do with what we're doing?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
A bit.
What does it have to do with?
It's not point slope form.
Okay. I'm going to show you what it is.
Wait,
Just like I told you what y-intercept form is, slope intercept
I already
form.
knew a line.
We're gonna do the same thing here.
Hold on. Wait. Ah. No, I'm not okay. That's fine. If I was okay, I would.
No, it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1.
Can you write
That's
in cursive
point
like
slope
you did?
form.
I was close.
Ma'am?
Oh my sister. I just put cursive.
Okay.
It's just Charles.
it was a simple flip on that thing. Stabbies on that one.
You're welcome. Alright, now this time it's called point slope form because you're given a point, which is your x1 and y1. This is a point. And then what is m? It's still your slope. It's called point slope form because you use it when you're given a point and a slope. We're on 22 in our notebook. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Amen, we dare.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am, yeah.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Alright, let's flip it over to 22B. And we're going to practice. We're going to call this example C.
Example C.
Alright, you're not. You're going to get some point slope form problems though. Alright, so this says write an equation for the line that passes through 3, 6 with a slope of 2. Now, what did they give us in this problem? Did they give us a point and a slope or the y-intercept and the slope? A point and a slope. So we're going to use point slope form. Crazy. So what you're going to do is you're going to write y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Just in case we forgot what it was from the other page and we don't know how to flip in our notebook. Now, your point is 3, 6. That's your x1, y1. So we're going to say y minus 6 equals, what is our slope? What's our m? 2 times x minus 3. Dun, 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 dun. You're done. That's it.
Oh man, I accidentally worked it out. My bad.
Now, if I wanted you to convert this into slope-intercept, how would we get rid of parentheses? Ainsley.
You distribute, sir.
Hey, we don't need mansplaining. The female's talking.
Sir, I raised my hand.
She did.
And I got, and you just yelled out.
All right. You would distribute, and then you would add 6. Now, are you ready for a problem on your own? Example D. Can't see what? The problem? I'm sorry, Tater. We've already written that down. You can look on your neighbor's page. Example D. Write an equation that's terrible. I'm sure Drake has it. Write an equation for the line that passes through, let's go crazy, -2, -10
Holy crap.
with a slope of -3/2. I know, I threw in negatives and fractions and you're about to cry.
Don't look at a fraction.
Nope, fractions are friends, not food.
Why would you eat a fraction?
They ain't friends.
They ain't friends? Is your English class also not your friend?
No,
You have a 9?
So real world.
Oh, I'm so proud.
I forgot to turn in my essay.
I'm so proud.
Y'all got
Now,
I got a G.
did they give us a point and a slope or the slope and the y-intercept? So what form are we going to use? So we're going to say y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1.
Oh wait, I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, it's very small.
Okay.
That's
Very
the
smart.
very thing.
What do you think? Logan is going to tell us what our answer is. Go, Logan.
It could either be y minus -10 or it could be y plus 10.
We're going to change it to a plus 10. Good.
Equals -3/2 parentheses x plus 2.
Why would you change it?
Why did we change it to a plus?
Negative minus a negative.
Because it's minus a negative, and minus -10 would be the same thing as adding 10. So when you have negatives, change your sign. When you have negatives, change your sign.
Okay, so you can use plus 2.
I accidentally distributed instead of
it'd be
doing
X
that.
plus two.
Whoops. Same answer.
One last example, and then our doodle notes for today. Are we ready?
Yes.
Example E.
I'm just flexing on my.
You're not.
What do you have this Lex?
You don't know if I'm flexing on my.
Right now, you're writing your math problem down. So yes, I do know what you're doing. You're writing your math problem down.
She didn't know how to do math.
Write an equation for the line that passes through 3, 4, and 2, 7.
Wait, huh?
No, I want you to write it down. I don't want you to ask questions. I just want you to sit there after you finish writing it down. No, you just looked up and I made eye contact with you. Please stay out of their marker box. You have your markers in your marker box. No, you do have markers.
Give me 5 minutes.
All right, now,
No, wait, I can get it out.
this time, what did they give us? They did give us 2 points. So,
y2 minus y1.
which is what? What do we have to find first, Justin?
Um,
The slope. Good. We have to find the slope. Take a point, Justin. So we're going to start by using the slope formula, which, as he said, was y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Is everybody with me?
Hold on.
Oh,
I
potatoes.
just want to be ahead of you guys.
No, I don't want you to be ahead of me. I want you to be with me.
No.
And I want you to write x1, y1.
gonna get it wrong.
Oh, wait, I got confused.
What, sweetie? Okay, I want y'all to write the x1, y1, x2, y2. Label your coordinates. And then we're going to plug them in. Blake, are you writing this down with us?
Wait.
Can you please write this down with us and not just sit there and mess with your fingers? Thank you so much. Nope, thank you so much. Just write this at the bottom of your paper. Alright, so then y2 is 7 minus, what's our y1?
It is 4.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I did it already. I'm excited.
Divided by, what's x2?
It is
2 minus 3. Okay, what's 7 minus 4?
-1.
It's not over anything, Curtis. And what's 2 minus negative?
It is 1.
-1.
And that gives you negative 3. Now, we have a point. We have a slope. What form can we plug it into? Point slope form. So it would be y minus what?
y minus 4 equals negative 3 times x1.
Good. Take a point.
Doesn't matter which one you pick, though.
It does not matter which one you pick because they give you the same line. Thank you, Coach.
I did it. Mark.
You didn't put the cloud around it, guys.
First, you're going to cut out this whole rectangle. This whole rectangle on the left, including this. Cut all the way around this whole rectangle. And then you're going to cut out this whole rectangle on the right.
I did that this morning. I've got push-ups. Why do you have push-ups? What did he say?
A bad word.
Is that a bad word?
No, I did. Yeah, that's worse than right now.
Whose classroom is this? Okay. No. All right, so I have 2 rectangles.
You talking
I
about
like
it?
that.
You like Miss Asbury what? Blair?
Blair.
Whoa. I don't think I've ever gotten that angry at myself.
I have.
I was mad at myself yesterday.
I was upset with myself this morning. I started crying in the shower.
All right, children.
Have anybody cried?
All right, so once you cut those 2 out, then you're going to cut this out. Stop. Yes. Yes, that's why it's separate on the paper. And then you're going to, Curtis, if I have to say your name one more time today, I'm going to take off a point. Then it's the last rectangles, one whole thing. So you will have 4 rectangles on your paper. 4 rectangles on your paper. I could just throw it away in your trash can and not walk all the way around.
That'd be a good idea.
Four rectangles. Yes, baby. So at the top of your paper on 22C, you're going to write parallel and perpendicular lines. You're going to glue that down at the top.
I'll pay someone. I don't know, about $10. It's like $1,000. I think my last What? I think so. I don't know yet. I know that today we have a project. I have to go to Lazy Boy barbecue. Who, me? Oh, I work for Dixieland Funnel Tape. Yep. Well, I haven't been to work. I get all the messed up ones. It's so good. Because we sell all the ones that aren't messed up.
Alright, so these are the only two things that should be glued down on your paper. So let's go. Chop, chop.
Sorry, they have medicine for that.
I don't know what to tell you, sweets.
Thanks, man.
The flour? Alright, let's go. You should have these two things glued down. So we're about to start the next part of gluing. Let's go. Chop, chop.
I just cut that in half. What's
You're supposed to, baby. You're supposed to cut this in half. Now we need to cut this in half and hustle.
in half?
Honey, do you see how I have two different rectangles on my paper? Two different rectangles on my paper.
I understand.
Can somebody let Kimberly in?
These are squares.
Baby.
What was that?
Alright, now, on the right side, what you're going to do is this other sheet that says perpendicular lines. You're only going to put glue on this part right here. You're not going to glue the whole back down because it's going to make a flap and open up.
Whoa.
Which one? You can if you want to. But you're going to cut, look. Everybody look at the board. 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 You're going to cut right here. And you're going to cut only to the line. And then it's going to make flappies to open. So you're only going to glue down perpendicular lines, and you're going to glue it outside of this box. Does everybody understand? See how I just put glue only on that side right there? That's all you're going to do. And you're going to put it on the graph paper outside of the foldable. That way, when you open it, it makes a little flappy. And you're going to do the same thing on the parallel side. So I'm going to cut it.
Our parallel and perpendicular.
The foldable parts?
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, so this is my parallel side. I'm only putting glue on the edge.
No, you did it wrong.
You did
That was
wrong.
very rude. I thought you should put on the graph.
No. Look at her.
Never mind. It's
Just
stupid.
like that.
It's fine. You're not stupid.
You're not stupid.
Little dummy. You're not stupid.
Alright, does anybody need help? Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to apply what we learned last week on Thursday and Friday, along with what we just did on writing lines to parallel and perpendicular lines. Now, who can tell me what kind of slopes parallel lines have?
I can't. The same.
Same.
The same. So parallel lines have slopes that are the same. Congruent deals with measures. It's okay. Stop. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to find the slope of line A. So I want you to count the rise and then the run and tell me what the slope of that line is.
6 and 5.
Is it 5? 2, 3. I think I got 4.
I got 4 too.
I got Ainsley.
Sorry.
I got a 6/4, which reduces to what, y'all?
3, 2.
3 halves. Good.
Wouldn't it be 1/2?
It is 9:51.
Well, now, it does reduce to 1 1/2, but remember with slope, we like our improper fractions because it's the rise then the run. That was a good question. Okay, now, it looks like A and B are parallel, but let's prove it, and let's figure out what the slope of B is. What's the rise and the run of B?
3/2.
Y'all, it's not 3, 2, and it's not over, it's 3 halves.
Yeah, they're the same.
Well, they're the same.
They are the same, so are those two lines parallel?
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. So it's right saying that line A and B are parallel. Can y'all get it together? Because I'm trying to have a lesson. Okay, so this question says, what is the slope of a line parallel to this one? What is my slope of this equation?
2.
So what would the parallel slope have to be? Dun, 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 dun.
We're smart.
Alright, are we ready to open our flappy?
Sure.
So open your top flappy. It says, find the equation of the line that is parallel to y equals 1/2 x plus 3 and passes through the point. Parallel lines have the same what? The same slope. And what would our slope be of our parallel line?
1/2.
1/2. So we have slope, we have a point. What form are we going to write it in of the forms that we just learned? Point slope form. And what is point slope form?
Y.
Stop with the yawning. Don't talk while you yawn. You are not a barbarian. Alright, so we would say y minus what?
Y1.
Minus 2
Minus 2
equals
equals
1/2 x
1/2 times x minus 0.
0. Yay.
Now, do we really need that x minus 0?
No.
No.
So we would say y minus 2 equals 1/2 x. We don't.
Look at us go.
Look at us go. Does everybody see how I did that?
Yes, ma'am.
And isn't that the same thing that we were trying to do on Friday with our blue cards? Doesn't it make so much more sense now? Sorry for hoping that you would be able to retain what you learned last year.
Well, I did. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, breathe. Okay, now let's go to the right. Let's look at our perpendicular line. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are what? Opposite reciprocals. Good. Both of you take a point. So tell me what the slope of line A is. We're going to let A be, let's let A be this one right here. This is A, and this one is B. Because they're not really close to either. It's just got letters weirdly there.
I'm guessing the one going like from the right to the left.
The
Going
one, I
down.
think I thought the positive one was A and the negative
Yeah,
one was B.
yeah. I thought that one was
That's what I wrote.
Okay, y'all want the positive one to be A?
Yeah.
Then let me change this. So this one is A, this one is B. Okay, so what's the slope of our positive? And I like that you said the positive one and the negative one. Good job. Take a point. So what's the slope of our positive line? 4/6, which reduces to what? 2/3. Okay, and can anybody tell me what the slope of our negative line is? Count on B. Count what the slope of the negative line is.
6 -4.
Which reduces to what? -3/2? Are those opposite reciprocals?
Yeah.
They are. It's magic.
Yeah, it is 5. My bad.
Are you sure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it should be 6 though. It should be 6 because they're trying to say that they're perpendicular, so we're going to call it 6.
Yeah, we get it.
Right, we got it, but we're gonna call it 6. Right, but we're trying to say that they're perpendicular. The dot's just in the wrong spot. It's
I
okay.
was taking a test and put 5.
What, sweetie?
Like, what if I was taking a test and put 5?
Then it would be neither. But this, we're specifically trying to say that they're perpendicular. That's the point of this flappy right here, specifically to say that
Okay.
Journey.
It doesn't really test.
it's just a mistake. Alright, so what is the slope of the line perpendicular to y equals negative 1/3 x plus 4? What would the perpendicular slope be? Nope, I just want the slope. No. Y'all, you flip it and change the sign, so it's 3.
Oh yeah. Never found one there.
Come on.
Opposite reciprocals means you flip it. Stop.
And change the sign.
And change the sign. Alright, let's open this guy. Find the equation of a line that is perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 1 and passes through 6, 1. So what would our slope be if they're perpendicular? Negative 1/3. It's not over anything. And we have a point. We have a point and we have a slope. So what form are we going to write it in? So we would say y minus what? Nope. 1 equals negative 1/3.
Times x.
Good. Why does my 6 go over here? And why does 1 go over here? And why did we put minus signs? Because they're positive, and that's the formula. Alright, let's look at the bottom. We're going to do 1, and then the rest is your homework. So we're going to do this one over here. Are the lines parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So let's look at the slope. What is the slope of our first line? The slope, what's the number in front of x? 1. And what would this one be? So are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Perpendicular. Do the other 3 for homework. See you tomorrow.
Good night. I mean.
I'll see you on my birthday.
Hey guys, when is your rough draft due?
Wednesday or sooner.
Wednesday or sooner. When's the final project due?
Friday.